Hey there guys, this is Redbirdman. Welcome to today's video. Going to be playing some Divinity Original Sin 2. This will be my second time playing through the campaign, or through the campaign, but it will be my first time doing it for YouTube, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Please do let me know if you enjoy it, and I am hoping to do some of the Game Master, or the GM, or DM mode, whatever you want to call it, that the game has to offer, if I could find a group of people to play with. We'll see. So I wanted to take this first part of the video before we actually got into the video in the gameplay itself, to kind of explain why there was such a big gap in content. For those of you who have watched my previous videos, or even if you're just looking through my previous videos, you'll notice it was about a year of no content, and that is because I went through, about a year ago, I went through some personal stuff, and then I ended up leaving for Air Force basic training and my tech school training for my job in the Air Force. So I've just been very busy this last year. But now that I'm done with my training, I've got a lot more free time to do what I want with. So I am going to be recording more videos and streaming a lot more. But yeah, I just want to take this first couple seconds of this video to kind of explain myself. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'll talk to you guys later.
So it wasn't a dream after all. Not a very chatty fellow, are you?
You're there. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered, and you'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters.
Now that you're up, tell her, ring for this.
Oh dear. I'm afraid you're a long way from home, my lord. A long way from the little bells that make footmen.
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits. And if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps, why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those source spells of yours? See what happens. Oh, do go on. I won't hold it against you. Promise.
Currents of magic surge inside you, boiling, bursting, then breaking, only to fade back into your soul like rain into the earth.
My, look at the concentration on your face. All will, but no result. There you have it, see? The collar's function. It neuters you, of sorts. Makes you unable to cast source. For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours.
Alrighty.
Good gods! There's been a murder here.
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this.
That's why she's letting you so close to the crime scene. For all she knows, you could be the killer.
She looks up at you with a mirth.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course. Not with that collar on you, Aunt. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the past. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that? Think about it. It's one of you who got killed. Not who's your real enemy here. You let me know if you hear it.
My mum doesn't like elves, but I have a secret. When I grow up, I'm gonna be an elf. She'll get used to it.
Ah, there you are. Husband. Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not at all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical. How very correct you are, spouse of mine. Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeb refuses to be confused with anyone else. What? What's so funny?
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from...
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we?
Say that's true.
You presume right.
It's about the murder that happened
Nope,
on board.
trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better.
Tell her she ought to have a look around with you. You can watch each other's backs.
Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You're too soft for it. You take care, though.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face and her mouth as quickly as they came.
Good luck, Chief. Take it easy, Chief.
Do you know Losa? She's a really good singer. I'm better though. Listen. La 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 la.
God, no. Please, no.
You look a little bit elfish. Maybe your daddy was an elf. My daddy's name is Frida. He's waiting for me.
I hope you do, child. I hope you do.
Kid, you been down by the room up the hall? Name?
Ask him who he... tell me.
Well, you aren't here on my list. Scram, eh? We're trying to catch a killer here.
It was one of them. I know it.
Fuck off, Magister. Piece of shit.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the dry cackling of an old witch.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
Wonder what
Rolling
she's doing.
dice, deciding fates. Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint.
Never say never, though.
She eyes you.
Not the future, no. But I can read the past in flesh. I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last. Shall I?
She gives your arm a vigorous stroke of the tongue, efficient like a cat grooming.
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers. As everyone lay sleeping, you lay awake thinking of someone back home. You were reminiscing about the things you used to do together. Of course it is.
Exactly right.
The truth's right there, skin deep. You may have to bite a bit deeper, though. Not every elf is as skilled in the art as But anyway, I don't...
I don't like you, Dad.
I reassure you, and you shut up.
You think me mad?
Mad? No. Insufferable? Surely.
Beer. Take that.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Did you see the body? They ought to let you... A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions. He raises an eyebrow as...
Listen up, boy. You hear that?
Addressing me like a child. That's the one you
ship,
might be hearing.
of course.
Quiet and
A
listen
wave
to
of
the
sound
ship.
washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the...
And?
There's nothing else I can make.
Sick as a leper's cat. From the state of it, I'd say she's being cared for by a bunch of beardless babes who never loved anyone but their own mums. But there's more.
Yes, I love Beast. He's
Listen
one of my favorite
close.
characters of all the extras you can have in the game. Close your eyes and try to have ambience out your foot away.
You've got ears on your head, haven't you? You need me to show you how to use them. There now, just like that. Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back. The other catches you before you lose your footing.
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good news. No, you beautiful idiot. That wasn't any rat. It was the wheel. Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east.
Damn.
Burn my beard. That means if we've been travelling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy. Ah, so you've eyes as well as ears, eh? You'll go far, mate. Even here.
Fort Joy.
No, indeed, boy. But that ain't my final destination.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy.
He continues stroking his...
If you'll be part...
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the...
Sorry if I'm being really quiet.
Well,
I'm just trying to...
What have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we? See if you'll do.
Sorry, just trying not to talk while all the characters are talking, you know, so that you guys can get basically experience the whole game.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
There's some discoloration, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find prime merchandise on a squalid little... Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook? Ah, music to my belief. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor? Yes, I can tell from your vagabond chic, a bag is as good as a shirt kind of style. I shouldn't be getting my hopes up. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after.
Yeah,
The very basics, then. I suppose that's a start. So, 3 questions asked, As per your own testimony, you can cook and groom, but you have the fashion sense of a monkey in a clown suit. Still, beggars can't be choosers. So without further ado, I offer you my sincerest congratulations. As of now, you are my slave. My slave, of course.
Yeah, no.
Oh, but I see. Yes, I suppose it must take some time for the full extent of this honor to sink in. Anyway, you may leave me for a moment. We'll go over your duties once we...
Wow, alright.
I spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. Finer fare than boiled roots and rotten tubers, too. Meanwhile, the Magisters...
Well, that wasn't helpful at all. Right, let's go talk to this.
I'm busy watching for...
Fuck you.
I'll tell you if you keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet...
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again. He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at If.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back, Ifan grins, flashing pointed.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants. Long story. No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
He glances over at Magister Vic.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough. The Joy, I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the Ringmaster himself.
Say you'd like to meet Alexander, you show him exactly what you think about Blood Divine Order. Tell FN that's one acquaintance you're not eager to make. Say you're not interested in
Easy now. I might think the same, but Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
What are you conspiring about over there? You!
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name!
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he
away with you, at once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against...
Alrighty. Well,
Insufferable, surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
Let's talk to this guy here.
I'll tell you if you can...
The elf is reading a volume of crap. He reaches out and examines your face.
Fascinating.
He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page, completely oblivious to your presence.
What the hell is this?
I am reading. Is this not... My book is in my hands, my face turned away from you. Perhaps my eyes not on the page. Damnable things.
He grabs a metal plate and watches his reflection with one eye as the other shifts left to right and up to down. He repeats the maneuver with the opposite eye.
No, they are working quite adequately. It seems you are at fault. Predictable, really. I do not believe I've been drawn anywhere. It is a quaint little read, but it has its fault. It is simultaneously too detailed and insufficient. I know the beginning of this tale and the end, but I am... Tell me, what do you know of your... our world's history?
Precious to people, at least they were, until the homelands were destroyed. Scholar, well, Hubert's work is generally seen as authoritarian, but you can recommend some histories of each race.
Oh, please. I have no interest in that. Your books are too full of it already. No, this text tells me that they created all creatures, but nothing of what came before. Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others of their kind? Of course you don't have any useful information. Why did I... Now please, run along.
No amount of pest...
Here to register, sir. You faring okay so far?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Glad to hear it. You head on in now.
Head on in.
Keep those bubbles trained on her. And if she tries to run, shoot to kill.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
No, I'm afraid I always perform my part solo. Do stay and watch, though, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
Fuck you, bitch. Why are you attacking me? Oh. Damn, Source collar. Nope. Empty cups. Let's go search the dead bodies right here. Key to stern room. Source hounds died. Ah, she died. That sucks. That's sad. Sorry, I'm going back so far. I just want to check that. Oh, she's still alive.
The Magister lies on the...
Let's head back this way. We'll head up. Sorry about that. There we go. Open. Lock. Yeah, there we go. Journal. Read. Potato. But other than nothing, I guess. Fucking A. Looks like a map. That's weird. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Let's go to my inventory really quick. Some makeshift wand or improvised staff. So this does more damage and grants another skill. This does fire and this does air. I am a bit more air based, so let's go with that. Just that, so I can't do it. But get us back on air.
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters! Gaz, that doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards! Ah! Thank the gods! By divine grace, who was that? How?
He eyes the collar circling your...
Another sorcerer! Even if I knew how to rip that thing off, I wouldn't. Some crazy banshee comes screaming through, and now we got void bugs swarming up top. Saw it coming, I did. Sorcerer mutiny. Go on then. Find a place to hide.
Let's read it. Nothing super interesting in there I need to read, but... God, that's a success. Shabby letter. Read. Nothing. Tome. Diamond tome.
What? You need to find...
God damn it! Need to get off this wreck and quick!
No, I'm good. I don't need to get off quick. I'm taking time. That's exactly what I plan to do, actually. Just take my time. Sure, Carl. Oh, see. You see that? No, you see. It's close enough. Oh, fuck off. Come on. You really gotta go down there.
You pass through the door, and the skeleton is quick.
No, no, no! What damn fools record knowledge on a pulped tree? It catches fire, it turns into must when wet, it cannot even resist acid. No wonder they're so bloody ignorant.
The skeleton looks up and notes.
Oh, it's you. Shouldn't you be running and screaming or some such?
The skeleton groans and looks back.
I know your god did not gift you with much, but kindly use the little you were given. Do you look at me and think, why yes, there is someone with organs enough to drown? Trifling matters like water and poison do not concern me. No, damp robes are the most I have to fear. Once this glorified skiff hits the seafloor, whereas you, I believe, have lifeboats to pointlessly squabble over.
The skeleton holds up his book in one...
I am trying to discover if there is anyone worth saving, and I will be damned if I let the lives of some mayflies get in my way. Go on, go. Swim or drown or do whatever takes your fancy.
Bit of an asshole.
The marking on the door, you press your palm against the door to open it. The wood, it doesn't budge. The moment you touch the door, your belly goes...
Sweet. Alright, let's get out of here. So I don't know if I'm gonna use sorry. I don't know if I'm actually gonna use what weapon is my primary weapon. I was thinking about doing like a wand at first, but I do really enjoy using arrows. Up a little bit. Gotta wait. I don't think they're really hitting me. Ah, it fell. Sweet. Boom. I'm gonna fire him. Fire him. Yeah. Where is 5 damage? Oh, wait, that one didn't go in there. There you go. Go back up. Fire. That's it. Fire twice at this. I want to finish this one off. Turn there. Should be able to get me. Okay. I'm going to put 15 health left, so I'm going to shock him. Oh, fuck. Fire damage? I might actually really do it. We'll see, we'll see. Hey, arrow shafts. Nice, 967. Yeah, what was this? I do prefer arrows, but right now I'm just trying to get whatever does the most damage. Cracking attack, right? Gotten a lot smarter since the last time I played this. I will say that. Let's go. Back here. Stuff in the search right now. Get to the fucking boat.
Is there still a chance?
Shut your trap, kid! Children and dwarfs first, just like the others.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to no avail.
Said there were other people down.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here.
Reach.
Fuck you! There's a ladder right over.
You're gonna be the death of us.
heads won't you big mouthed?
Alright, come on, motherfuckers. Time to wake up.
Get yourself up.
Motherfucker.
Wait! Void woken!
These beardless bugs won't sink the ship on my watch.
I thought Voidwoken was supposed to be scary.
I've faced worse. I yield to
So, I am
Let
going to
the
try to play
games
some
begin.
Game Master mode with some people Discord that I'm part of. And if I do, I will definitely record that. So you guys can see that. It's a lot of fun. It's a ton of fun. It is kind of hard though because I'm on the West Coast.
about
to try. People on the Discord from Sweden or stuff like that, so it is a little difficult. But how the fuck is it his turn again? Anyways, yeah. Bring that up. Okay. So I do plan on making more videos in the future, very soon. Plan on making more stuff. Old creepy. Fuck me, right?
Away! The sea's hungry. We don't have much time.
Alright, now, let's go. Everybody upstairs.
I hear something. It's Magister Siwan, the one who put on this damn collar. Sounds like she needs
She tries to speak, but can only gape as she clutches her neck. With jagged movements, she raises her clenched fist and holds out a length of cloth. Blood quickly soaks through the cloth. Magister Siwan's mouth opens and closes, her eyes wide in terror. Blood pours out from around the bandage. Magister Siwan reaches out to you, her hand It's working. The pressure is stemming the flow of blood. Siwan clutches your arm. Something within the ship snaps. The floorboards shudder. Siwan struggles to her feet, clinging to you tightly. The ship lets out a deep groan, then cracks.
It's ripping the ship apart.
What's in this? Oh, shit.
I have plans